Grab your beverages and turn up your interweb. Solving the world's problems 12 ounces at a time. It's Dudes and Beer.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to episode 201 of the Dudes and Beer podcast. I am Chris Jordan, your host. Tonight we have a very, very special guest, comedian, author of the book We Are So Loved, and the weekend host of Night Dreams Talk Radio with Gary Anderson. We have Richard Spasoff with us tonight to discuss out-of-body experiences and visits to hell. Richard is an internationally renowned modern-day psychic, medium, stand-up comedian, motivational speaker, and radio and TV personality for over 25 years. He's given accurate and insightful psychic readings to clients ranging from everyday citizens to celebrities, law enforcement, clergy, judges, and even attorneys and CEOs. He and his God-given gifts of the spiritual world, his warm personality and ability to see things from a different perspective, bring answers from the spiritual world to the physical. So, how about that, Richard? Welcome to the show. Is that a decent enough intro for you?
Oh, man, I do all that. I have to live up to this.
I'd say a bag of chips, too, but I refuse to eat while I'm on air.
No, I wasn't sure, Christopher, if I gave you the right phone number for my Skype. I thought it was the brothel's phone number that was next door to mine. But
well, that's why I was delayed.
Right, no. We better tell your wife the truth. No, not true.
Yeah. It wasn't a brothel. It was really more of an escort service than a brothel.
Yeah, more of a call girl, the higher class.
Yeah. Come on. I mean, what do you think? I got $50?
I tried selling my body at the corner for 10. It still didn't work.
I tried to give mine back. I'm just playing.
I know we are.
So, Richard, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
As I just laid out, an amazing resume, and we've spent some time kind of getting to know each other the past few days over social media, getting to know each other on the phone here today, and it's been a true pleasure, the conversation that we've had. You've had a deep, deep spiritual path in life, and a life that, much like mine, kind of runs a gamut. For somebody to be a comedian, a psychic medium, as well as a radio show host, all in the same person, all at the same time. It is an interesting trinity of soul there, my friend.
Thank you. Now, how much do I owe you?
We'll talk about that off air.
Okay. No, I really appreciate that comment.
Well, and let's start getting into a little bit of the meat that is Richard Spasoff. How was it that you came to be aware of your psychic mediumship, your connection with the other side? At what age did that really start?
It was at a very early age, as far as I could remember, when I was about 4 years old, okay? And I had a father that was probably a atheist more, and a mom that was a devout Catholic. So it was like living with the devil and God, if I may say. I love both my parents, but I had a dad that had a mischievous soul. My mom was one that believed in God very much and made sure that my dad would go to church. If he didn't, she would kill him. So with that said, as I grew up, and I had asthma and colitis and ulcers real bad, and I realized that I wasn't alone. God came to me and kind of comforted me within the pain that I was in. And every time I think anybody that goes through a lot of pain realizes that we're not alone, that we have a higher source to speak to. For me, it's God. For me, it's Jesus. It's the archangels. Michael. I mean, I call on Saint Christopher every time I lose something.
Oh, wow.
So, and it's funny. It doesn't take too long to find it.
How'd you know I was the one taking all your stuff?
I know. I'm in trouble now.
I got too many socks over here now. Thanks.
Now I know where they go when you do
You'll
the wash.
see me on this season of Hoarders.
So,
but
yes.
Seriously.
Yes. Seriously, it was through the pain, which I don't like pain, but I'm grateful that I had that opportunity that brought me closer to God. Because without pain, for myself now, I would not have learned that God was so close to us, that he was there to help us out. And a lot of people don't get that chance, or maybe don't understand that. I'm not saying I like pain. Okay. I'm not into S&M, maybe at one time, but not now. What I'm saying is I just appreciate what I was given so that I had the ability to see all these things.
Yeah. And this is a lot of what you get into with your book, We're So Loved.
Yes.
Is the fact that, and it's always interesting for me because I was a person who I'm not going to say I had a call to God. That's kind of cold. My call is still the same. It's just enacted in a different way. And my call was to help people. My call was to be there for people, be it to lift them up in an industry, to teach them something, to help feed them for more than a day, be it to allow them to come on my show and tell their story, unabridged and unjudged. That to me is still completion of my mission and my call to God. And it's a very unique and personal experience, and I find it's different for everybody. What is your personal experience of the presence of God? How do you know that, like, as you turn a corner into a room, that this is one of those moments? Okay,
there's many ways, but I think the best way I could explain this is just by feeling God, and that sense of being in the presence of good, of warmth that surrounds you, of when the Holy Spirit comes and it touches you, it makes you lightheaded, not from not eating, just lightheaded, and in a new world, in the sense that you feel you're not in this world anymore, that you feel the presence of good. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And it's hard. It's hard for people like Richard and myself to not use this exact terminology, people, because this is our experience. We also understand the fact that this experience is tied to something deeper. It's tied to something that goes beyond religion, beyond faith.
Yes.
That this is something deep, universal, and beautiful, and a connection to the divine in a very special way. It's just that the only way we know how to embody it, and the only way that our faith that we personally have and have developed over years allows us to express it, is in these terms.
That's exactly right. It's just we're speaking of the good right now, and
I don't want people to think we're going to be getting into a Bible thumping session.
No, not at all.
That's my main thing. Because there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, hey, if we were doing a book on biblical prophecy, I'd bust out my few different versions and we'd talk translation all night.
But in simple form, we're just talking about being best friends. Yeah. That's all. Just like me and you talking right now.
Precisely.
And that's how you could be with God, just the same way, or with Jesus or whoever. We can connect at any time. That's all.
Gaia, the universe, what have you.
Yes. And I think what scares people to get that connection is just, what's going to happen to me? Well, nothing. We have free will. God is not controlling us, right? Right, Chris? Christopher. I mean,
absolutely true. Absolutely true. Our free will is the one gift that we were given. It is the only thing that we have that we can sacrifice. And that is what leads down bad roads, is when you dissolve your relationship with your free will, when you resolve to relinquish that free will to a force other than you.
Or when we get called to what we're supposed to be doing from the higher source, and which in my case is God, and tells us, hey, don't do this or stay away from this person, or we go, no, I want to do what I want to do. That's and then that's where the trouble could lead into, when we stop listening to our intuition within.
And that's the moments like I was